Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back to Kate and Court's Cozy Corner Romance Reader. We are so excited to have you back, and we're so excited because today is our first read along
hmm
episode. So the theory, what we're working with here is that we started reading Mate last week when
hmm
it came out on October 7th. And Court has the book. We've only read halfway through, hoping that you're with us and you've also only read halfway through. And we can have a little halfway through the book discussion. I find myself wanting this all the time. When I'm reading books, I want to be like, oh my gosh, what do you think is going to happen? And, usually a book club is just when you get to the end. So this is a chance to read along with us, and hopefully we're not too fast of a pace. You can always break up listening to this when you're ready.
Yeah.
So we've read until chapter 23. Right, Court?
It was supposed to be till 22. And then I knew when you said that you would read until 23 because how can you not? So we read until
Mm-hmm.
23. I had
Yeah.
read the entire book. But in my defense, I've been waiting like almost 3 years for this book and I read it in one sitting.
I really think you need to we have a term. We have a
Mhm.
term here. I don't know if we've gone over this term
We
yet, but
have,
it's
yes.
probably one of my favorites. The book over. What happened, Court, in your one sitting reading? How'd that go for you?
I I was just so wrapped up in this book because it's so good that I stayed up until 4 a.m. And it may have taken me 2 days to recover from that. Um, not, I didn't mean to. To be fair, I did not realize what time it was. And then I panicked when I realized what time it was and definitely
I mean,
paid
I
for it.
think
Yeah.
that's like kudos to this book. It is very good. And also Mate by Ali
Mate.
Hazelwood. This
Oh my
sequel
God.
to Bride.
Yes. So if you're just jumping in and you don't know what we're talking about, go back, listen to Bride. That is the first book.
Mm-hmm.
Now Mate, which just came out October 7th, the sequel that I've been waiting years to read and made
Yeah.
Caitlin jump into to want to read. So woo, we'll make that
And
line up.
I have to say, I'm kind of surprised. Ali Hazelwood has a really fast publishing schedule. I mean, this girl writes at a rate that is extraordinary if you look at her
Yeah,
books.
yeah.
So it's interesting that it took this long for Mate to come out, but I guess she was in the middle of other
She's done a
all,
few other things. She
or like 10 other books that she dropped this year.
Yeah,
or
she's
something.
had other storylines to, seal up. And then I'm sure they want to tie it to Halloween and all that good stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, listen, I was thinking, I mean, check out the boyfriend's flannel,
hmm
the husband's flannel that I'm
I
wearing
know I
today.
was gonna go flannel. I meant to actually.
I was so surprised when I logged on and you were in this beautiful blouse. I was like, what? But you
Man.
look great.
I decided to be
But
her shopping Serena. That Misery always said.
there you
That's what I was
go.
going with.
There you go. Um, okay. All right. So since this is a read along episode, we're going to be discussing up until chapter 23 because we had agreed on 22. And then for those of you who've been reading along with us, you finished 22 and you cannot not carry
No,
on to 23 because all of a sudden we have a cult storyline.
there's so much. Okay, we should get into the actual synopsis of the book.
Yes, we should.
So yes,
Up until 20.
which I
23.
refreshed myself, so I won't spoil past that. But I will say,
I know you can't.
no, I won't. But I
'Cause I
will
haven't read it.
say, if you haven't read this book, you should stop and go read it in general, and then come back and
Yeah.
listen to this with us on the read along.
Yeah.
Because it's so good. It's so good. It's the story of Kian and Serena. So we meet them in Bride.
Yeah.
Kian is the werewolf that kind of took Lo in and helped raise him when he was banished from his pack originally because of him being an alpha and the original alpha not wanting to be threatened by him. And Kian basically raised him. He comes to visit Lo at the end of Bride to bring back Anna, his sister, and Serena, Misery's sister, who is Lo's mate in Bride, is there, and he takes one look, smells the room she's in, and the book literally ends with him saying, "Well, I'm fucked," because
Yeah.
Serena is his mate. Um, and this one starts back in just a little bit after that, of them, like, a couple
Mhm.
months after. And it's a really interesting twist because in
Yeah.
Bride, Lowell knew that Serena was his mate and he was trying to give her the freedom of not attaching her to that, not telling her about it. This one, Keon tells her that she's his mate, but then pretends it literally means nothing. It's like a straight up, "You're my mate," um, but it doesn't matter. That's just sexual attraction, and we're just gonna ignore it and pretend it's not happening.
Yeah, so,
It's
like, he tells her because instead of the previous book where Lo didn't tell Misery at all, so we're not doing the same storyline, but at the same time is even though he tells her, he still tries to push her away
yes.
so that she doesn't feel forced by any sort of moral or, like, any weird
Well,
compulsion
but
that
he
she
also
needs to
because
be
he
with him.
can't. No, because he has the covenant. He's not
And
allowed.
then
So
yeah, which you don't realize when you start reading it, and you do it, like, chapter, what, like, 15 or
oh,
16, somewhere in
they
there.
mention it in the first book. They talk about how
They
Kian
did.
is sworn a vow of
Yeah, but he
abstinence.
was, like, a secondary character that I didn't know
Okay,
that I was
you
gonna
didn't
become
catch it.
deeply invested in.
But it is revealed in the first book, just so people know that he has
Oh,
a vow of
man, I totally missed
celibacy.
it. Okay, I totally missed it. I totally missed that in the first book, and so, yeah, so we have a vow of celibacy that we're working against, which when that came out in this book,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get back to your synopsis in a second, but I got very nervous because I was like, "Great. How the fuck are we gonna get Spice?"
Well, that's why he says at the end of Bride, "I'm fucked," because we already know he's a
Ah,
celibate alpha. But I'm sure you're not the only one that missed that. It's okay.
yeah. Okay, keep going on your synopsis of where we are so far.
But yes, so he tells her, and then she basically requests to go live on her own in a cabin for 2 months away from Misery and Lo and Anna and away from Kiana and his pack. And we kind of jump back in with her being attacked by a vampire. That's kind of like where we jump back into her life at the cabin.
Mhm,
And Keon comes
mhm.
and rescues her. She acknowledges there's something safe and warm about him. It's because he's her alpha. Like she doesn't really understand mate. Like she's just been told a little bit.
Yeah, she doesn't know
No.
the real details.
But the fun part with Serena is that she also knows nothing like Misery, but she is a wolf. She's a half wolf. So she's having a lot of the wolfy feelings that Lo and Keon experience that Misery couldn't experience
Yes.
because she's a vampire. So
Yeah.
I say these things so seriously as if they're real. Um, in this
Yeah.
world, they are. Like Ali Hazelwood writes
Yeah.
it so well that these concepts just make total sense when you're in the
Yeah.
book. It just, this is real. This is what's happening in this world, and you're in it. And
You're very in it. And again, because she's a STEM writer too, like she really gets me because she uses all these terms that, are over my head and sound very official. And I'm like, well, this is very real. Like this is obviously how things go for werewolves.
yeah,
They're suddenly very
exactly.
real and sexy. And I have to say, werewolves were not my like go to of like, oh, werewolves are sexy before reading these books. And now I'm like,
Well, yes,
werewolves.
we're about to go down a little trail of sexy werewolves in our next couple books that we're reading on this
Yeah.
podcast. It changes the way they look. Um, I mean, I think way back when there was Jacob in Twilight, but he was never the main male character, so it's hard to make that the.
Yeah.
And they weren't really werewolves; they were just kind of big wolves, so different. But now
Yeah.
the werewolves from Ali Hazelwood, yes, they they
Yeah.
the idea of mate. Let's talk about that in our synopsis where we're at with this
Yes.
book. There's something so appealing and satisfying about them just having a mate. And they use it in a lot of fae books as well, which fae is like books that have
Hmm.
fairies in it.
Yeah.
And here it's a mate, but it's also a mate in that animalistic terms because animals have mates. It's a proven thing in nature. And to do it with a wolf,
Right.
it's just because of their background. Like there's something so primal about it that really works to hook you into this story. Because no matter what,
Yeah.
she's his number one now. No matter if he ignores her, he can everything. She's still going to be his number one. And that's with Low and Misery too. And that's part of what's so it's like it's not a cinnamon bun, but it's
No.
like a forced hand of that. Like it's the inevitable. It's the we'll
I
do
mean,
anything.
it's it's a spin on the idea of a soulmate,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Um, so it is drawing in this idea that like and they make it clear that not everyone finds their mate, in their lifetime or whatever,
Yeah.
even in this world. And so it's like, oh, it's that sort of hyper romanticized romance books,
Mhm.
so obviously, but like hyper romanticized, like this is the one person for you.
Yeah.
And like your connection with them is beyond just, it's beyond kind of just an, oh, I like you and we've fallen in love and been together. It's like it's spiritual. It's you're fated together from like another time.
Yeah, and I think it's the concept, like, that you all hope for that, no matter what your personality shows, no matter what you may disagree on or going, that is still the underlying, like, beat of the relationship is that destiny fated mate that you're meant for one another, so you work through
Yes.
it. It's
Yes.
there's something about it that just adds this deliciousness to the slow burn and spice that really works in these books.
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
And even, because we've already gone through the chapter when the covenant comes and they're, worried that Keon is going to break his celibacy vow and they're watching Serena interact with Keon and they're like, Are you sure that she's not your mate, like, on her side too? Because she doesn't seem to be just listening to you and doing everything that you say." So I
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting because he's the alpha of the pack,
Yes.
you know? And so I thought it was interesting, and then as I'm reading along, I'm thinking and she's having all these feelings, and I'm like, "Is she mated from her side as well? Like, is that where we're going with
I
this?"
think so.
Um, I think so,
Yeah.
because she keeps being like, "Why am I drawn to him in this way?" and whatever, and she's hiding a lot of secrets,
Yes, she
which as
does.
the reader, I'm like, "Oh my god, stop. You're making
Yes.
it all so much harder.
Yeah.
Just be honest." But then, she keeps referring to her traumatic life so far as to why she just doesn't really reveal things to people, but I'm like, I do think with a little bit more honesty, we could move along quicker here.
Well, I mean, I think
Um,
that's true in most scenarios
it is.
in life in general. It just makes it faster, but you beat yourself up thinking you're protecting someone or which is what she does, right?
Yeah.
She's hiding an illness that she has that she's noticed. So that's part of why
Yeah.
she put herself into the woods for 2 months. She has an illness that she thinks is hereditary with werewolves. And she
Mhm.
doesn't want to be around anyone because it can give you fevers that you can't control
Can
and
make you kind of
it can make you go
crazy.
crazy,
Yeah.
so she's scared of hurting Misery or Lo or Anna, and she knows if she
Yeah.
tells Misery about it that she'll still wanna be with her and she'll leave Anna, and she thinks Anna needs her more. And she
Yeah.
also doesn't wanna be around Keenan with it, so she's been isolating herself, hiding this, which is her biggest secret,
Yeah.
and basically, right where we are, we're right at the point she is now told Keenan, like, chapter
Well, he
20 or
found
21.
out.
Yes, because he was with her when she was having one of her fever dreams and
Yeah,
helped her.
because I was like, when he showed back up and I was like, thank
I
goodness. I
couldn't
was
go
like,
through another one.
finally.
I agree. I
I,
could not go through another night of these fevers and her talking herself out of, like, getting help or telling anyone or any of the above. I'm like,
yeah.
"I can't."
Yeah.
But
I was like, he needs to know.
right before that scene, so talking
Yeah.
about spice,
Yeah.
right? So, currently, we
Yes.
are at, like, 0, 1 pumpkin. We know it's gonna go more.
Yeah.
Even without
Yeah.
reading it, I could tell you it's going to go more because this is Ali
Yeah.
Hazelwood 101. This is what we do, we slow
Yeah.
build. But she's come out of having nightmares, and she's carrying her pajamas to go put them in the wash, and he
Mhm.
smells it and has this visceral reaction to it, and she's like, "Oh, he can smell my sweat." Like, she's not thinking of it, but it's actually because any of her pheromones just, like, sets him off, And when he
Yeah.
says about, like, "Go put them in the washing machine, but walk, don't run. Don't make me
Yeah.
chase you." It's a callback to book 1. There's something about chasing after their mate, like, they can't actually control it. So when that smell is so present, she has it there,
Uh-huh.
like, that was him physically trying to control himself to get rid of the pajamas so he wouldn't maul her essentially.
Yes.
And
Yeah. No, that was like a
Hummer.
super tense,
That was very
sexy
hot
moment. I was like,
leading up to this reveal, which then
yeah. And the piano,
oh my
the
gosh.
piano playing, like the little piano lesson moment. I was like, oh,
Yeah. The restraint he always has that he brings her near and touches her, but never like, has her touch him, but never touches back. Like, he when he puts her on
yeah.
his lap on the piano to get her to play doing it, but
Yeah.
it's always the, like, clenching fists at your side that
Yes. And I
feels the
really love
tension.
that he's often shirtless and just in like
Oh, I
jeans.
love
Like
that about
just
werewolves. They're always shirtless.
that's that's like the hottest look to me with for a
Jeans and
guy
no
though.
shirt. I agree.
Yes. I don't
100%. I don't know why. I don't know
why.
why. Is it
I
'cause, like,
cannot handle it.
sweatpants are great too, but jeans and the
No.
no shirt, it's
Yeah.
so deliberate. Like, there's that version and there's that version holding a baby. Like, the 2 together just are like,
Yes. I'm done.
yeah,
Like
nothing better.
that's all I
That's
need.
all I need.
I just need that just parading around me like
It's
at all
I've
times.
said it to
And
Jake
like's
many
good.
times. Like, whenever I catch it, I'm always like, and he doesn't get it. Like, he
Yeah.
thinks I'm putting it on or last minute. No, no, this
Yeah,
is it.
Brad's
We'll
the
just
same.
stay
I'm
here.
like, this is all I want.
It's
Just
just
wear
this.
just
Yeah,
jeans.
yeah,
That's it.
that's it.
Like nothing else. Nothing under the jeans.
I
No
think
shirt.
it's the
Just wear that and you're like,
we're good.
we're good.
Maybe that's what it
And
is.
he's like, why?
I know.
He's like, oh, glad you like it. And then he like goes and puts a shirt on. I'm like, great.
Well, that's ruined. Thank you.
I couldn't have been more
Yeah,
clear.
spells it out for you. It's like all
So
these romance books, they'll always have like there's a famous line from Fourth Wing that's like, if you ever need to win an argument, like just let down your hair. And there's
yeah.
always these things that women do that the guys will comment on. We need one that'll say like, if you want to win an argument, just take off your shirt and jeans.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. And I will be
Just
distracted, and you can, for once, win the argument.
yeah.
That'll be
Yeah. Exactly. Or for like a moment.
our moment.
Maybe we can
A
find a
little
more
blip.
creative way to solve our disagreement.
Exactly.
Much more fun for
I
everyone.
think it's the idea that
Um,
they're, like, almost dressed. Like, it's in the
yeah.
middle of real life, but then it's super sexy as opposed to, like, looking
Ex-
like you're in the gym working out. It's not that because of the
yeah.
jeans, and it gives the trail,
No.
the happy trails, and, like, the whole
Yeah.
look really
Just that
works.
it's yummy. And we get a lot of that in this
Oh
book.
my
And
gosh. Yeah.
I'm here for it.
I gotta
Like
let
I'm
that's the
really
best
like,
part of
thank
werewolves.
you.
They're never wearing shirts because they're shifting all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's a there's a lot of naked werewolves in this book.
Yes.
I was like, oh wow, okay. This is a different zone. Like the Southwest Pack, they're clothed a little more often.
Yeah, they're a little more conservative than in the North.
But I'm like, this is really fun. Also setting.
Oh,
I feel
yes.
like this is set in the Pacific Northwest, which
Yes.
is home. And
Of course.
so like and it's absolutely fall vibes, this book, I guess, as a result, because I'm just reading it and I'm like, we're flannels, we're wood cabin. Our main guy is basically a sexy lumberjack.
I mean,
Um,
yeah. And if I wait,
dude,
did he get to a point yet of actually chopping wood? No.
no.
Okay, 'cause it's just
He chops wood.
that's a one spoiler. He
That's
eventually gives her the full lumberjack effect of chopping
oh
wood.
my gosh. I can't wait. And oh, I just realized too, we have like a Pretty Woman style shopping spree
Yes.
in this, which granted she doesn't enjoy, but still I did. I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Now we're getting a new
Yeah.
wardrobe
Any
like,
excuse.
on someone else's dime. This is amazing. So I love that part too. And now, okay. So now I feel like I was totally disappointed in like shit when Keon wasn't able, like, Keon didn't have a solution to her illness right away. I was like, "Oh, no, this isn't good." I figured once he found out,
Right.
somehow it would be like, "Oh, this is what's really going on." And so the fact that that's not been resolved yet, A, I love further reading on of the book, but B, as the reader, I was like, "Oh, no, like, is she really gonna die?" And I was like, "She can't die. That's not gonna
No, that's
happen."
not gonna happen.
Um, and then I was like, "But what about Love Story, Caitlin?" And I was like, "This isn't Love Story. This is a romantasy
Love
novel.
Story
She's
is
not
the
gonna
only
die."
thing that ever did that to us. We are not
Right?
Love Story has
And we
scarred
don't want
all of
that
us. We
again.
don't read. That's not a romance book. That won't
It's
fall in a
not.
romance book. No. That she is
It's a
not dying.
drama.
It's yeah, that
Yeah.
is very much a drama. Just that is not
And
this book.
so right? So I'm like, I know she's not gonna die, but I'm like, "What is going on?"
Mhm.
And part of me now we have this cult, which
I know.
perfection.
I know.
I mean, how fun.
Yes.
So now we have this cult, and I'm like, it's something with that, you know?
Mhm.
I need to know. Again, we were supposed to stop at chapter 22, and I couldn't stop. I had to go to 23. Court
Well,
couldn't stop, and she stayed
preaching
up
to the
all night
choir.
long.
Yes.
But but I'm like, what is going on with this cult? And because it's like creepy, and there's this part of me that was like, well, go with that weird kid and like find out
I
what
know,
the deal
I
is,
was
but
sad
also
that they got
don't.
such little out of that kid. So this vampire or no, a werewolf shows up and is calling her Eve and is like, "You need to come with us. They're not worthy of you." Like, he's trying to lure her back with him. "We don't need violence. Just come with us." And is the first kind of like, vying to her old life to where she may have come from. It's the first extension of trying to
Mhm.
figure out what she's really up to, where she exists, like, her whole backstory. It's a piece of it. And it ended
Yeah.
quickly, because she
Yeah.
won't go with him, of course, and Keenan steps in and saves the day with her. Um, but it makes it so interesting to be like, "Oh, okay, where's this going? Who's Eve?
Yeah.
What is this world?" It
And
adds a
then
layer.
how it's tying in with we have a few things going on here. So we've talked about the celibacy. I'm like, all right, we're gonna find our way through that, obviously. And then we have her illness,
Mhm,
and it's like, okay, we're gonna find our way through that, obviously. And now we have this cult showing up, and then we have the issue of the Northwest Pack. And remember her looking around and being like, is anyone here older than like 45 or 50? What's going on? Everyone's young.
mhm,
But then you do have that one old guy who's a doctor.
mhm,
Um, but otherwise, so something happened when Keon took over as the alpha, and there's something with Keon's parents
mhm.
that's weird and not good. Um, and then there's this Constantine character from the like we're at the midpoint of the book, right? So we have so many
There's so much about to
plot
happen.
things
There's so much about to happen.
going on
Yes.
that like have to wrap in somewhere. And I'm just like, what is I can tell that from this point on, it's like a tumble.
Oh
Like
my
it's just gonna
gosh.
be
The
like,
heat meter's about to turn up. Everything's about to be
yeah,
revealed. Everything's gonna roll, and you're just about to dive in. Like the next half of the book, it's just you won't be able to put it down. You will be up till 4 if you start trying to finish the book tonight.
yeah,
Like it's now we are really at the place we're ready to go. Everything's set up. We have all the backstory. It's built up. We know where we are. But even though Keenan didn't have the solution right away to what's wrong with her, his reaction
hmm
to it though was so hot.
yeah.
It's just
It was
like,
so
nope,
hot.
this isn't happening. Like, if
Yeah.
you
And
think
you're
I'm gonna
not
let you
going,
die, you've got
yeah,
something else coming. Like, there's no despair.
yeah,
So he's just like, nope, we're fixing this.
yeah, yeah. We're not accepting your death sentence. Like we will be
Yes.
getting multiple second opinions. And if, modern medicine can't figure it out, we're going to the witch doctor. Like
Yeah. Which at
this is going to be solved.
this point is the one of the most emotional reactions to her we've seen from him because he keeps trying to push her away and push it down. So that's why it's so
Yes.
satisfying that that protective thing comes out of him because he is and has been trying to push away their mating bond so hard. So it's so nice when
Yeah.
he reveals it to her as well and like lets her in on
Yeah.
his own feelings about it.
Well, and don't you think as well, I mean, it's so interesting. I heard the backstory as to why we had these celibacy vows and everything.
Mhm.
But then you think, but they have mates as a possibility. So it just, part of me is even thinking is like, he's her mate. I think she's his mate. I think she might be having some trouble because she's so near him, but they're not like
Together.
consummating, like they're not together.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is that part of what's making her sick? Like it could be. I'm like, does she just need to get fucked to get better? This thought has gone through my head
Right? No, I totally
while
agree.
I'm
I was in
reading.
the same boat when reading that. Like, is this just she
Yeah.
just needs to be with him and like she's fighting their nature and just needs to, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
Yeah.
that's common with a lot of people. If you even in romance when it's not wolves, if you're around the person that you are super attracted to and you can't be with them, it can make you like horny and hangry. Like hangry is when you're hungry
Like
for food, but
lovesick.
like lovesick, horny, that's just you need that to set your body
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. It's interesting. So that's a theory that
Mhm.
I have going right now. And then, as I said, he'll take her to the witch doctor. I mean, obviously we have to go to the cult, and there's something there
Mhm.
that, like, there's some sort of an answer there beyond just who her parents were. Now, we have that thing in the beginning where we know that definitely her dad wasn't a great guy.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
because she's definitely the little girl who's rescued,
Right. Yes,
from
they set that
before.
up. The
That's pretty
flashback.
obvious. Yeah. Yeah. And we don't know. I think her dad, through that, I'm thinking like her dad's dead, but we don't know what's going on with her mom,
No, we
actually.
haven't
So
gotten any clues.
that necklace that showed up, I'm like, and she keeps thinking like maybe it is for my mom. And I'm thinking, well, maybe it is, but how? Like, and why so elusive? And then I don't know.
Mhm.
I'm very curious as to exactly what the parentage story is here. And then is her dad Constantine? Is that possible in the timeline
There will
of
be
when Constant
all things will be revealed. You will get the full
Well, I know they'll
answers.
be
You'll
revealed.
get find out everything about our parents. It's so hard for me 'cause I hear I'm right along with you. I made notes for where I was at when I was at that point in the book so that I could remember what my
Yeah.
thoughts were without knowing the rest of the book. And I agree.
Yeah.
I was totally on that. Like, there's something with their parents here. I think her sickness has something to do with not actually being with Keenan because I feel like they are
Mhm.
actually mates. Um,
They're like mates from both sides, which
yes.
means they have to
And then I
be
wasn't sure
together.
if the necklace was something that was also going to be like magical, like if it was going to affect her in some way.
Oh, that's a good thought.
Yeah.
See, I didn't have that thought, but that could be a thing too. Because the magical necklace is, I mean, that lives in the romantasy world for
Right.
sure.
Like something could be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Okay, can we do a quick breakdown? I did have a friend ask me this when I was telling her about our podcast, and I was like, "Oh, well, we'll address it on air." And she was like, "No, people have Google." I'm like, "No, no, but I like the terms and like figuring them out together."
yes.
Court, in your professional opinion, what is the difference
hmm
between between the categories romance and romantasy?
For me, romance, that's what this one really to me is a romantasy because romance lives in the real world, in my opinion, a
Yeah,
version of our real world. They may even bring
yeah,
like spirits in it, but it is based in reality in a world that currently
yeah,
exists.
hmm
Romantasy is when it has the fantasy element. It's building new world
yeah,
building, so that's part of the story is people that are falling in love in a world that we don't know and we have to learn about the world along with the love story and the characters. I mean, you're always
yeah.
learning about a world no matter which book you're reading because it's always set in a fictional
Right.
town, place, whatnot. But
hmm
the romantasy part of it is the world building plus the romance, the, like, extreme world
Yeah.
building, which this one that's the other thing about this is it is romantasy because it takes place in a world with vampires and werewolves, which we don't
hmm
have to the best
Yeah.
of our
It
knowledge.
also draws new
New
borders in the
borders,
world.
new I feel like if something could use a map, it would be in the
Yeah.
romantasy world. Like,
Yes.
if you need a map
Yes.
to kind of picture how
Well,
it's
if it
acting.
has fantastical characters, if it could use a map,
Mhm.
then it lives in romantasy, and which means that we're blending together fantasy and romance.
Yes.
And it gets to be, I think it's great that there's this whole category that I think, Booktok and like the general public have basically created,
Yes.
but it's very much so its own thing because it's not just a romance book, which is like I'm reading about a love story in the real world. And it's also not just fantasy, which is just like,
Yeah.
heavy world building, creating this whole other thing. And maybe there's some romance, but oftentimes in straight fantasy, there's not very much romance at all,
No, it's
actually.
very B or C
Um,
storyline if it's there at all. Yeah.
yeah. Whereas in these books, it's the main part
Mhm.
is that there's a romance happening and we have fantastical characters. Okay, great. So I just wanted to be like, let's talk about like what that is, what the difference is.
Yes.
And then, we've talked too in doing this podcast how we're going to try and have a nice mix of both because we both love to read both,
Yes.
but recognize that fantasy is not for everyone. And then on the flip side, there's some people who only want to read romantasy because they're like, oh, romance, even that has too much reality in it for me, which is fair these days.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's the breakdown on the difference between romance and romantasy. What I think is fun is that this book, again, because Ali Hazelwood, we got our slow burn, which I have learned to love, very quickly learned to love.
Oh,
Um,
it pays off.
so at
The slow burn in
it
this one
does.
pays off.
Oh, I can't. I'm like now. I'm just like I'm like really in a spot. I really need the like culmination event. But because they've just to this point, it's totally one pumpkin. It's definitely one pumpkin. We've had a lot like of like
Oh,
sexy
yes, but
naked
it gets to 4,
wears
four
and
and a half.
touching. Oh my
Like,
gosh.
it's not a spoiler because I won't tell you what, but this one, I mean,
Yeah.
it downgrades Bride Spice. Like, it takes it another level. It's
That
amazing.
is shocking.
It's amazing, but as a spoiler, obviously, the knot makes a reappearance.
Well, obviously. I mean, okay. So we already had this was my favorite little like throwback to the most kind of salacious moment, like in Bride. And when she's texting with
I
Misery and Misery's
know!
like, "Oh, by the way,
You should know,
you
and she
should
doesn't get to
know."
tell her. Also, I love that about this book, that we get to see their friendship so much in their, like, texting and phone
Yes.
calls. I love that they give us a deeper glimpse into how close and connected those 2 are, because they were
Me
apart
too.
the entire book of Bride, so this time they're apart in space, but they are communicating, which is so great
Yes.
and fun to read.
It's so great cuz yeah, it's so great. Cuz again, another one of my favorite things in these books so far is I really do love the strong supportive female friendship
Mhm.
or, relationship, be it like friends, sisters, whatever. I just like that and it's like positive and cool and good and not, women sort of against each other.
Yes.
But actually like rooting for and working together.
Yeah,
So I love that. It
me
is
too.
one of my favorite things. And then in books like this, when you've left, like we just fell in love with Misery and Lo, and now we're off with Serena and Kian, and I'm like, oh, but I still want to know what's going on with Misery and
Yes,
Lo. I love those two.
and she does a
And
great
so I like
job
that
of,
there's a
like,
tie-in.
yes, you get to keep tabs on
Yeah.
their relationship and where they're at.
Yeah. I don't feel like I've, totally left them behind because that would be just heartbreaking. And little Anna and everything too.
I think there's a really funny line that, Serena says to Misery, like, "I liked it better when you were a virgin," and then Misery says,
Yes.
"Well, Lo didn't, so."
Yeah. Sorry. So good. This is
Yes,
so good.
yes.
Yeah, I'm really loving this book so far. I cannot wait now to finish it. I do understand how you got a book over reading
Yes.
this one.
My most extreme to date, I feel like, was reading this one, my biggest book over.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There's been times where like I've been reading super late and like Brad will get up to go pee or whatever. He comes back, he's like, you have to turn the light off. He's like, you have to go to bed. I think because he's like the whole family, like the household will fall apart if you stay up until 4 a.m. We
I
need to.
definitely felt that the next day. I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I was off the next day, so I knew after I got the kids to school I
Oh,
could
that's
nap,
good.
but I did waste my whole
Yeah.
day sleeping."
Yeah. Right?
Which, I mean, I would have just been reading anyways. It all worked out. I just moved it around in a
It's
more
fine.
inconvenient way.
Yeah. The kids, they got lunches, they got to
Yeah,
school.
it's fine. Everyone survived.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, we can wrap this up, I think, for
Yes.
today, but we should talk about what's coming next. I think our next episode coming out on Thursday, I think, is better than the movies,
Yes.
which is really exciting.
Yes.
And I believe it will be next Thursday that we will be wrapping up our discussion of Mate by Ali Hazelwood. So,
Yeah.
depending on where you're
You
where
mean
you're at in reading these books, if you were catching up by starting Bride and then getting into Mate, or if you're just reading along at a nice pace like I am on this one, I think next Thursday gives you a chance to finish it up.
were you
And
said
we
sorry,
can
because I think you said Thursday and Thursday. Did you mean Tuesday is gonna be better than the movies? Thursday
No,
is gonna
this
be better?
Thursday will be better than the movies. Next Thursday will be Mate. And I can't remember what we're
Okay.
talking about next Tuesday, which is why I haven't said.
Oh,
Um,
Direbound.
oh yeah.
Another werewolf. Another werewolf. Can't wait for you guys to jump into Direbound. If you have not read it, read it
Direbound.
and then come join us. It's
Yes.
another one that I read over a day and a half. I just burned through it. So good.
Oh,
It's a romantasy, but it's
it's yeah.
worth the dive. If you've never dove into romantasy, start with Direbound. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Just do it.
It's a great place to start.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, that wraps us up for today. And like I said, we're going to try and keep you guys up to date on what we've got coming next. So you can
Yeah.
catch up, so you can read with us so that you're ready for it. And if you're not, then, we always give you spoiler alerts. And you can always come back and listen to the episode after you've read the book too. So, all right. Well, that's it for today's
Yes.
episode discussing the first half of Mate by Ali Hazelwood. Thank you for joining us,
Mhm.
Court.
Yeah.
Thanks for not spoiling the rest of it for me.
I can't wait for you to read it. I'm so excited.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited too. All right, well, let's log off so I can
Okay.
get back to reading.
Sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. Have a great
Bye.
day.